So I'm out of breath. One of the hazards of using a creative access point is when you drag into a place like this, you're gonna break gear. It's just gonna happen. I'm gonna show you briefly what I did to consolidate all of my stuff to minimize the breakage, and then we're gonna get into what I actually broke and go over what we do to remedy the situation. So the dry bag, this little mesh crate, and the black pack came down in one trip. And this entire kayak with everything on it, battery, motor, 3 rods, some waters are in there, there's a paddle, Devam anchor. That all came as one. And you'll notice I have the rods here are tucked in a way where they're pointing backwards. They go through the seat. They're lashed in with these little zip ties. You can get those at whatever hardware store. Little gear ties. Everything else is pretty well lashed in. Even that catch board has got a carabiner on there somewhere. And I actually used a roof rack strap here to lower it down, one part of it, and I'm definitely gonna need that to get back up. The strap on the front was just the short one, the Rogue Fishing Company, the drag strap. They got a longer one, I just didn't bring that one, so I grabbed the Yak Attack strap. But I mentioned there was damage. What happened? I pulled this inflatable kayak over the guardrail, and one very sharp point split me open. Look at that. So, fortunately, I got a pump, but I also have a way to repair that hole inside here. So, got the K-Pump Mini out, and I got patch material. Specifically, I've terried Type B. So, I will take a few minutes and dry that off and patch it, and I'll reinflate it. I'll be good to go. So, we'll see. Shouldn't take me too long to get back out there, but we're going to a spot that has some spring influence. We're gonna have some active fish. Just even though it's winter and there's snow on the ground and more coming tomorrow, we can find some active fish by finding these spring influenced areas. Let me fix this and we'll get back to getting up there, and we're gonna zoom up there with the motor and go catch some largemouth, maybe some smallmouth. We'll see. So I've had other big gashes. This is one from, it's actually Mike Iaconelli's Torquedo sliced into this, and I was able to get that one patched temporarily with this terried Type B pretty quickly. This one's actually smaller than that one, and that one, when I did it temporarily, it was only like a 15-minute patch. This one I'm almost ready. I'm just gonna rough up the surface a little bit with the sandpaper. I'm gonna do it with 2 hands once I put the camera down, and then we'll just apply this and then use the K-Pump Mini, pump it up again right there on the valve, and we'll be good to go. If you're new to using an inflatable kayak, I have videos on my YouTube channel that are in the inflatable kayak playlist that show how to do the permanent patch. Won't get into it in this video, but thought I'd at least show you that if you have a puncture out, your day's not over if you carry this stuff and the K-Pump Mini. Get both of them from NRS. All right, there's my patch job. Did one long one that way, a shorter one that way, and then a round kind of circle to tie it on together. It ain't pretty, but it'll get me through today, so I could actually get on the water. Alright, it's been 2 hours since I launched, or since I patched the outer tube, and I'm discovering that even though it's still functional, I think I rushed it. I think I slapped that Terry Type B on there before I really dried it very well, and I didn't sit there and hold it in position. It's perfect with a puncture. It just flat holds it. This is a big slice, and it's got my boat functional. But let's take a look. There's actually a little bit of a bubbling coming up, and I'm gonna have to add. You can see that bubbles coming up right there. Yep. So I'm gonna have to add, and it hasn't happened quickly. I will just reach back here, grab the K-Pump Mini, keep feeding it some air. If you haven't used an inflatable kayak yet, and you look at this and you think, yep, that right there, that's why I'm not going to do it. That's why I'm going to stick with the rotomolded. That's fine, stick with it. But you're missing out. And yeah, you might miss out on this. But I will tell you that when I've had a massive leak and blown out a rotomolded boat, my day was over. It was over. You know, I wasn't pulling a torch out of my black pack there and doing any plastic welding. The big thing is that, you know, with the inflatables, you have the shallow draft, you have a lighter weight package, you have the stealth, and you have unmatched stability for the width that you're given. There's something about the physics of an inflatable that just does not want to go down. And that's, you know, part of the strength of this setup. I could actually, if I wanted to, I could just sit here and deflate the whole thing. Absolutely let all the air out. And, you know, I've still got two chambers to support me. So it works. I've had that catastrophic failure when Mike sliced open the back, and I had to move maybe a quarter mile with no pressure in this. No problem. It got me to shore. So, but I am going to pump this up a little bit more just to give it a little bit more rigidity that I'm very slowly losing while I've been out here. I mean, it's taken a couple hours to lose enough that I even noticed it.